Hi, fellow traders. I am doing my weekly recap. A little bit late. I was out of town this weekend, so I didn't get to do the video like I normally do. So just kind of recap the week that I had and tell you a little bit about what I'm challenging everybody to do for the fourth quarter, and that's finish strong. And we'll talk a little bit about that here in a few. So last week I kind of put myself on trader rehab, and we're the only people that we have to answer to. We don't have a boss. We don't have anybody telling us what time to come to work and what time to take breaks and when we can take a vacation, when we can take off and go to our children's activities. When we're doing this, we're our own boss. And if we don't have the discipline to manage ourselves, then we're not going to do very well. And so when you start to get a little bit out of sync and you start doing things that you don't normally do, then you have to pull in the reins. You have to say, look, you need to get straight. And you got to have a plan in order to do that. So I was planning on starting fourth quarter with $1,500, and to try to help those. I've got a lot of traders that they're within the $500 to $1,500 range in their accounts, and they need to see how you have to manage it every day. How do you have to manage the trades? What trades do you take? What do you look for? So that's what we're going to be focusing on. That's what we're going to be talking about for that whole fourth quarter. And so I did start over, but I miscalculated some stuff, and I started with $1,300 on Monday. And Monday and Tuesday were good days. Wednesday and Thursday I didn't trade at all. Friday was just sad. Didn't really do much of anything on Friday. So for the week, ended up 550.66. But because I was more meticulous and I stuck to my rules a lot better, my profitability percentage got up to 75%. And that is where I want it. Now still, I was 1 for 2 in long trades, but shouldn't have been trying to long a whole lot of stocks anyway, because the market was just not there for it. But my average winning trade is about $25 or $24 more than my average losing trade, which is good. Gives me a 1.45. That's not bad for a small account. Largest winning trade, 261.36. That's almost half, on one trade. And then we did a lot of smaller trades that just didn't follow through. But we had one solid trade, and that was on Monday. Largest losing trade, 81.24. Had some slippage on it. But that's fine. I can deal with that. So last week was very, very, very slow. But if you are growing your account, you have to think slow. You have to move slow. Take your time. Take small baby steps. Don't try to get it all at one time. And that's what we're doing, and that's what I'm going to demonstrate. So you can see here some of the trades here. This MBRV, that was a big one. Tried to catch some more here, but didn't get any follow through. We did have a losing trade, and that's the 81.24 that we see for the losing trade right here. But the rest were relatively small. We did have a FUV, and this was a IPO that I was just bored and was just messing around and took like 50 shares of this. And held it overnight and did pretty good on it. But, everything is just smaller. And this is what you're going to see as you start to grow. And as your account gets bigger, you're taking more share size, and then your profits are going to grow. You can see I had this huge move up and slammed all the way back down, went sideways for a day or two, and then slowly inching myself back up. And we're gonna have bumps in the road, but as long as I'm making, just like we look at on the stock charts, as long as I'm making higher lows, I'm going in the right direction. When I start making lower lows, when this dips below this, I'm going in the wrong direction. Or this rate of ascent starts to slow down, I'm not doing what I need to do. So all in all, I know we look at this and we say, hey, that's not a whole lot of money. There are people that are posting $4,000 and $5,000 wins every day. But guess what? When they lose, guess how much they lose? So you're not really getting anywhere. It looks good to post it, but when you only do that for a short amount of time and then you just give it all back and then some, you got to look at what you're doing, and you can't try to get it all on one trade. So this 550, we look at this, we're at 42% growth. In 1 week, we grew our account. Well, I grew my account by 42%. That's unheard of. If you put your money in the bank. And where are you going to grow your account by 42%? We deposit $1,500 in the bank, and at the end of the week, we grow it by 42%. No place you're going to be able to get returns like that. And you're not relying on anybody else to do it. You're doing this yourself. And that's where, this focus comes in. And that's where I'm talking about, finishing the fourth quarter strong. Are you ready to start it strong? Because the reality is the first 3 quarters of history. This is the last week of the third quarter. It's done. It's a wrap. It's over. The only thing that matters now is going into the fourth quarter, finishing it strong so that we can start next year out on fire. How we finish the fourth quarter is going to determine how we go into the next year. If you limp into next year, there's no reason for you to even have a New Year's resolution, because you're not going to stick to it. But if you end fourth quarter on fire, the goals that you set for the next year, you're going to be well on your way to nailing them. So if you're unhappy with what you've done, which a lot of us are, we got to change our mindset and our habits. We have to identify and change everything that really created, that poor performance. And that's what my plan is, to help everybody work through, and even myself, this fourth quarter. Now, if you're happy with what you did, then you still need to finish strong. You don't need to just fall back on it and say, hey, I've done all good this year, I can just cruise. You don't want to do that. You still want to finish the year strong. You just have to find that right person inside of you. You have to develop that trader in you. You got to become that trader that you need to be in order to make it. Everybody can do it. We all have it in us. But once you get there, once you separate yourself from the crowd and you stop following people and you start leading yourself, you'll start to see your talents come out. What you're talented in, the trades that you can identify, that you can work magic on. You'll see that skill develop as you go forward. That's what it's all about. You got to put your whole self in. You gotta go all in. And I'm not talking about spending money, because there's nowhere in the world you need to spend thousands of dollars on education to do this. You don't. Okay, the key, I'm telling you what the secret is. The secret is developing yourself, becoming the trader, the person that you need to be. Because, we're not that person. We're not who we need to be. We're not where we need to be. We're not the person. And there's no disrespect. I was the same way. But we have to find that. And that's what we're going to work on for the fourth quarter. If you haven't found that yet, that's what we need to do. We got to finish strong, and we got to find ourselves. We got to kill the noise. Stop listening to all of these people. Stop letting these big gains get into our head, because we're not there yet. We can get there. We can. But we have to take those steps and build ourselves to be that person, so that we could sustain that. And that's what we're doing, for the fourth quarter. So again, I'm starting with a smaller account. My focus is going to be on education and demonstrating the skill you need to build your account with, the mentality that you have to have. And it's not a limiting mentality. You can't have a limiting mentality. It's about being disciplined, finding those right trades, sticking to your plan, and building yourself one block at a time. You're going to be building that foundation that you need, that you can always fall back on. That's what we're working on. So you join us for the fourth quarter. The access is going to be immediate. So the earlier you sign up, the more free days you get. So if you sign up this week, this week is free. You start, the fourth quarter is when your date starts counting. I'll do recaps in the middle of the day about how my morning went, the trades, what I looked at, what I did wrong, what I did right, what we're going to be looking for the rest of the day, going into the afternoon. But the big thing, and I think this is the most important, is you're going to get the Day Trading Psychology Workshop. This is a 4-class workshop that you're going to get for free. And it's going to help you develop into the trade. It's going to help you develop the right mindset that you need to go into trading. Because what this goes 100% against our human nature. Our bodies or our minds are designed to be conservative. And it will hurt us if we don't understand, what we're up against. And this Day Trading Psychology Workshop will help you identify your strengths, your weaknesses, help you learn what you need to do in order to get to the next level. How to build the right confidence. All of these things are important. So all of that is $149 for the quarter. All you need to do is go to my website, averagejoetrader.com, and it's right there on the first page. You don't even have to go anywhere else. And this is what we're going to be focusing on the fourth quarter. So I invite you guys to come and join us. And if you're serious about doing this, you're ready to dedicate yourself, and you want to give, you can give the fourth quarter all you have, then please just come on and join us. We'll be waiting for you. All right, so for the month, it's been a very, very, very slow month. You can see that, but this is what killed me. This is what killed the month right here. See, percent profitable, I'm right at 64%, which is not good. But here is where the problem lies. Average losing trade is higher than the average winning trade. the largest losing trade is more than the largest winning trade. This is when I recognized this thing was happening. That's where having the right mindset and understanding who I need to be as a trader, as my boss, to fix it. And I'd say, growing 42% in a week is fixing it. I'm on the right track. And, I've been pretty steady today. I waited for the setup. Now, we're not getting a whole lot of follow through, but, hey, that's the market we're in. So I take what it gives me, lock it up, and we'll be back tomorrow. Because all we need to do is catch one of these big trades again. And, we'll have a decent week going. So I'm looking forward to closing out this month, getting into next month, and really excited about getting this fourth quarter started. So if you guys want to contact me, this is all my social media information. Email me, ed@averagejoetrader.com. This is the email I monitor, during the day, all day. So this will be the quickest way to get me. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, just shoot over there. You can subscribe every time I put out a video like this one. You'll get notified. You can follow me on Twitter. That's where I post most of anything that I'm thinking about. I do post stuff on Facebook as well, and Instagram I'm starting to use. So just reach out if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer. So have a great day, and let's go out here and let's have a solid week.